What up, y'all? This is Scottie D from Faygoluvers.net, and we're here in the infamous and secluded studio in the woods. We're here with Psychopathic Records' newest signee, Blahzay Roze. We got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get this started. Obviously, you've seen some of the negative things that have been said about you online. What are your feelings towards the people that are saying these things?
You know, the negativity I've dealt with my whole life. I've always been hated on. I've always been, you know, kind of an outcast, I guess, an outcast of the outcasts. When I read the comments and stuff, it's doesn't bother me. It really doesn't, because it's nothing new. I mean, it might be new hate or new negative things people are saying, but it's not anything I haven't had to deal with before. Mm-hmm. So I guess I've kind of just put up like a shield or a hard brick wall.
Is there any inspiration behind, or what was the inspiration behind your character's look and like the alternate personality? Blahzay versus Becky.
Blahzay really is Becky. I've been abused. I've been through hard times. I've grew up real poor. I'm still poor, you know, even with it's not like I get a check for $1 million and then you see my car, I got a fucking shit-ass car. I'm happy I have it. Fuck, I didn't have one before.
Okay, so do you feel that being a female, that you're more heavily scrutinized by the fans than others?
I don't know if it's more scrutinized. I think it's just scrutinized in a different way. Because, you know, a guy on it's like, oh, you must have sucked dick to get on the label. Like, no, he probably didn't. I don't think I'm more scrutinized. I think I'm just differently scrutinized because I'm a female. So they have different things they can say than if I was a man, you know. Sure,
I gotcha. So tell me a little bit about your background. Like, what were you doing before you started rapping?
Fucking dying. I was in a really dark place. I didn't do anything really, just dark, just a dark room, in bed, crying, watching Jurassic Park repeatedly, which I still do. It's a good movie, you know, I like dinosaurs. But yeah, I was depressed. I wasn't on any medication, and I needed to be for a long time. You know, I'd just drink, I was doing cocaine, I'd party on the weekends, and not in a healthy way. So I was in a really bad spot.
So it seemed like this all came together at the right time in your life.
Yeah, you know, it really did. I was having a lot of suicide thoughts at the time too, like every day, constantly. Everything that, if something went wrong, my first thought would be to kill myself. Like, just kill yourself. Like, it's not even worth it anymore. And I didn't know why, because if I would have just got up and done something with my life, it would have been, you know, it's not like my life was horrible. There's so many people out there that are worse off, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was it about the whole juggalo scene, and how did you identify as one? Like, how did you first know that you were a juggalo?
I finally felt like I was accepted without judgment. You know, like they scrutinize you a little bit. You know, it's like the new girl in the crew. Like, oh, how long is she gonna stand around? Like, you gotta like kind of prove your loyalty a little bit, you know? Yeah, pay your dues, exactly. And, you know, but I didn't have to worry about doing my hair, my nails, or fucking any of that shit. Like, they didn't care at all. I didn't have to worry about being the poor, scrubby, stinky kid anymore. There was a whole group of them that I didn't even know about. Like, it was an explosion of fucking happiness that I really hadn't felt ever before.
Can you tell us in your own words how you first came into contact with Violent J, and how everything that led up to you being an artist?
Well, I was just on Facebook, like most people are, which I don't do Facebook anymore at all. I'm all set with it. Well, besides that little like page. But so you have a suggested friends thing on your profile somewhere, and it said Joe Bruce with his picture on it. I'm like, no, nuh-uh. He accepted my friend request, and I'm like, I need to write to him. And I just wrote this little short thing that said, you know, I just want to thank you for the years of music, and I met my Juggalo crew, and just, you know, a short little thing saying thank you and everything. And he fucking wrote back like a like a significant amount.
I've got a heading here called the top 4 complaints from haters that I want you to address. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is the obvious one, is that you slept with someone to get a record deal. Mm-hmm. And obviously that's, the timeline of things was way off. So how would you address that?
It had nothing to do, and that's honestly why I didn't want to tell him about the rapping at first, because I didn't want him to think that I just wanted to see him because I want a rap career. I didn't have any goals or working towards anything. So when he offered like the opportunity and asked me if I would even do it or be okay with it, or if it's even something I was interested in, I was kind of standoffish at first. Like I said, it started with the, would you do a song with me? And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, of course, But, and then it just kind of turned into more and more and more. So
right.
It was definitely a gradual thing.
One of the things that have been said online is that that Violent J coming to Maine actually broke up your marriage. Mm. How would you respond to that?
Where'd you hear that? No, I got married, I don't know, I was 19, and we shouldn't have. It's not there, We were separated a long time ago. I think I was 20 or 21 when we got separated, and he filed for divorce, or didn't file, but he got the papers and filled them out and moved out, and I moved out, and they never got filed. And, years and years go by, and we've just been separated. And when Violent J came into the picture, Mark and I were not together by any means. We have always been going to do the divorce, and now that I have the chance, I can finally file the divorce papers and we can both get on with our lives. Yeah, so no, in no way did he split up my marriage.
Okay. So the next one is that people say, the haters, and everything, say that you haven't paid your dues yet, and yet you're on one of the biggest underground labels on the planet.
That's fine that they say that. I can understand how people would definitely think that. Like, there's a lot of artists out there, juggalo or not, that grind every day, making their own music, getting their own beats, working a job to pay for their own equipment, and they've been doing this for years, booking their own shows, everything, created their own following, all that shit. They've been doing it for years. And it's like, to them, it's just all of a sudden I come along and here I go. Yeah, I can understand how people would think that I don't deserve it or whatever, but, I'm gonna prove them wrong, for sure. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care how much hate or how much you don't think I deserve it. I'll show you all.
More of the male audience, the male juggalos, are saying that your music is geared more towards quote-unquote emo females, and most guys can't relate.
Good, I'm happy they fucking can't relate. I'm happy if anyone can't relate to that, any of the songs in there, because they're awful songs. Raped at 15 is a horrible song. It's about disgusting... So I'm happy that none of those guys have ever raped somebody, and that none of those guys have ever been raped or can anything, They have a bunch of juggalo rappers. This is for the juggalettes. This is for the people that are too afraid to talk about it anymore. I don't like it either, but I'm not afraid to talk about it.
The fourth one that I had on the list was that you're not really even a juggalo, and that you're more in it for the notoriety. Mm-hmm. So obviously, that's not the case.
I really don't like the question, how long you been down?
No, I hate that. Yeah.
Yes, for 10 years. No. I was born a juggalo. I was introduced to that, unfortunately, late in my life. But, I went through a lot of shit, and then I found my place. So,
right.
Fuck them for not thinking that.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go more into your Broken EP. Some of the songs in this album might make the listener, including myself, uncomfortable, like with the graphic descriptions of rape and torture. What made you want to so vividly describe these scenes?
I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to give a message. I wanted to send a message out that was, this shit really fucking happens every day to all kinds of people, female and male. Males get raped too. Plus, these people are afraid. Like, victims are scared. They don't want to talk about it. It's embarrassing. Nobody wants to be known as that kid that was molested when they were a kid.
Right.
So they keep it in. And a lot of people don't ever talk about it and never tell anyone, and there's never any justice. Nobody gets caught. Nobody goes to jail. These kids don't get therapy like they should, and then they turn into fucked up adults, you know? And as uncomfortable as it makes me feel, too, I'm not going to stay quiet about it because I refuse to.
With Broken being your first album release ever, I assume that's the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that it came out?
I'm proud of Broken. I'm really proud of it. It's the first thing I've ever finished in my life. Ever. Never finished homework, never finished paintings. I mean, my poetry, I guess. But I had never finished a whole rap, you know. I have paintings in my apartment that are, you'd just be like, man, finish that. Fucking
Right.
Can I have it then? Like, it's like it's accomplishment. Like, I don't accomplish anything, or I didn't. Now I'm just like this, accomplishing things and finishing things, and I have an EP out, and it makes me happy. Like, I'm proud. I'm proud of it. I really am.
Violent J covered it in the Hatchet Herald about writing the album, but how much about you writing the album?
Mm-hmm.
How much input did you get from Violent J and or Young Wicked or anybody else from the label?
They really helped with the choruses. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, you know.
So you basically brought in like a book or whatever, your notebook of
Yeah,
songs. And
yeah,
then
I have. I've actually, like in Bulimic Becky, some of those little parts when I would get like stuck writing or a brain freeze, because like I said, I don't finish anything. So it's like, you know, I usually get a brain freeze and then I'd go cry about it for fucking 2 years. The choruses, him and Young Wicked helped with, but everything else was from me.
a lot of juggalettes commented that they didn't really feel your album because you play more of a victim role. They say they wanted somebody. They said that they want somebody strong and uplifting to get them out of the rut versus like putting them further into it.
Right.
What would you say to those juggalettes?
If I was just thrown into it, like, here's this happy-go-lucky chick, I'm not. That would have been horrible for me to have to. I already pretend like I'm happy. Like, I don't want to have to do it in front of all these people. I just want to be myself. I've always been able to be myself with the Juggalos. I'm going to just continue to be myself. And myself right now just came out of that dark black hole, wanting to kill herself, wanting to die, going through all this abuse. And that's me right there.
One of the things that keeps repeatedly getting brought up from your gathering experience is the wet T-shirt contest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you embraced just because you were having fun? I mean, do you have any regrets doing it?
Oh, I don't have any regrets at all. Yeah. I've done topless bull riding before, once upon a time. Okay. Like I said, I might be shy and you know, kind of standoffish to people because like, people are scary, you know? You don't fucking know. I don't want to miss out on experience. So when it comes to doing obnoxious or in the eyes of some people like bad or slutty or indecent, rebellious. You know, I try to do things like that. I don't remember who said it, but I heard it like a quote, I guess, and it says you often regret the things that you don't do more than you regret the things that you do. So like, get a tattoo, because if you get older and you die, then you might regret not getting a tattoo. You know, plus when you're old, you're not going to give a fuck about them anyways.
Do you think that personifying yourself as unstable and suicidal is a good look for juggalos, like especially for those who might already have those thoughts?
Well, that's simply the case. Juggalos do have those thoughts. They are going through this type of stuff that I'm talking about. And for the whole family aspect and the acceptance, you know, without judgment, we don't need to put these disabled into a category that's like, well, you don't make us look good, so we don't want to be, you're not a juggalo. Well, they are a juggalo. I am a juggalo. And I go through depression and I go through suicidal thoughts, and as a family, we need to help each other, protect each other, be there for each other. We already look bad. We were on an FBI gang list. I mean, you go out with face paint on and it's, you know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, band together.
So I don't think it makes us look any fucking horrible than the world already thinks we are, you know, but yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone that you have in mind that would be like a dream collaboration for you?
Fucking Kurt Cobain would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's probably, everyone probably knew I was going to say that. I'm sorry, I love Nirvana. Alive, I don't know, Cage would be cool.
I could see that.
Yeah, Cage would be cool.
What message are you trying to spread, and what impact do you hope to have on the Juggalo family?
I hope to have a positive one, even though people think that it's not positive at all right now. You know, try to see the good. All I have to say to them is try to see the good in it, you know, instead of just the negativity. Try to see the message, just like on the first Joker's cards. Try to see the message around the terror of it, you know, the hidden messages in the song, than like the horrible shit that you immediately hear. There's more to it than that. This whole idea that the family is like split up and broken or whatever, it just needs to stop. You talk about, or we talk about as a Juggalo community, how strong we are. I feel like since social media has blown up so crazy, people are so much harder on each other. Like, you'll see somebody in a drunk photo like this, and it'll be like, it's backwards, you're not even a Juggalo. It's like, motherfucker, he's probably drunk or doesn't give a shit. Who gives a fuck? We're Juggalos. Like, we need to love each other and be there for each other, you know? Doesn't mean you have to be fucking friends with everyone or like all the music and stuff, but we preach this whole family thing so hard, but I mean, right now it seems like a lot of people have lost the essence of that.
All right, Juggalos and Juggalettes, that's going to wrap it up. So until next time, this is Scottie D with Faygoluvers.net with Blahzay Roze, signing off.